Well, it's been a while since I put up a project video because I haven't really done any projects lately. I got just a couple of projects I want to try this year, but I haven't even started them. I have been playing with SMD components because I wanted to make a quick diagnostic board for my propeller chips. I got quite a few chips that are laying around the house, and they're in various stages of destruction from my fooling around with them. And I wanted some quick way of determining if the chip is working at all, and if it is, then what on it is still working that I might could use. The idea was to put an LED adjacent to each of its 28 I/O pins so I could check the output. And I'm assuming if the pin can output, then maybe it can take input too, which maybe not quite right. But it's just a sort of a quick verification that at least the chip has some functionality left in it. It also blinks this larger LED 1 time per second, or 1 hertz, using a separate clog of the propeller chip while it's turning the other LEDs on in unison, one after the other. By blinking this at 1 hertz, I can tell if the chip is using the external crystal or not, if its clock pins have been fried. So it just gives me a quick look at it. Don't do any measuring, so I ordered these surface mount LEDs for this, and turned out they were just a little too wide for the pins. It didn't come out as clean as I would have liked, but considering that I'm putting this on a PCB, through-hole board, it worked quite well. I used a little bit more solder on the connections because that's the only thing holding them on, and I wanted to make sure they didn't just rub off. They are extremely small. But after starting it and realizing they were just a little wide and I was getting off-centered, I had to make some allowances to get them in there. If I did a little pre-planning and measured them ahead of time, I probably would have just made a strip of them along the side and put a label to each one showing which pin it went to. I also put together this power regulator using surface mount components also. I can't really see much on it because I put hot glue all over it so I wouldn't short any of the circuits. But it uses a barrel jack for power to connect to wall wart. Put the 3.3 into the propeller board here and check this chip out. And get them in there. And considering how much light I'm putting on here, it's amazing how much light these little LEDs put out. I'm really thinking about switching to using those for just about all my projects. But anyway, that's just a quick little project I did, and it learned a few new things. And I think I'll start using surface mount components in the future. Not the IC chips, mind you, but the resistors and capacitors and LEDs aren't too bad. They're not that hard to work with.